Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. This is going to be our final seasonal report card video. I'm not going to do Vegas and I'm not going to do Washington. Vegas, there's no previous year to compare to. And Washington, they won the Cup. You can't do much better. Yeah. There's not really much to say. We've already discussed Washington and previous months. So this is about the Tampa Bay Lightning, the team that almost made it to the finals. Almost. So close. So what we're going to do is, like in our other previous seasonal report card videos, take the 16-17 season statistics and compare them a little bit to the 17-18 season and see if they improved. And they did in some categories, and in some categories they didn't. So, in 16-17, they had 94 points. Listen, some teams go through up and downs. There's one specific reason why Tampa didn't have a very good year in 16-17. We'll get into that right after I get through this stuff. So, 16-17, 94 points, 113 points.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's an improvement. I'll take that too. Goals for, they went from 230 to 290. 290 goals for.
I would like to be the guy who sells twine to the NHL to rewind those nets up.
Yeah,
because they stretched a lot of twine, those guys.
Indeed. Goals against, they went from 224 to 234, so that's a decrease, actually, or it's worse.
Yeah, margin.
Power play percentage, they went from 22.8 to 23.9, improvement.
Not bad.
Penalty kill, 81.4, down to 76.1, and that's pretty bad. Face-offs went from 47.7 to 48.2, a little bit of an increase there.
A little bit better.
Now, the biggest reason between the point differential is when the team comes to the team from year to year is 100% injuries. 16-17 was a disastrous year for injuries for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they still almost made the playoffs. They got 94 points. I mean, really, they almost made the playoffs with all those injuries. Yeah. And they just proved to all of us this previous season how good they actually are when they're healthy. 113 points. I think that was third best in the NHL. Injuries were the biggest factor in year-to-year stats, no question. Special teams numbers changed due to coaching strategies, changing due to year-to-year lineup changes. So as far as like the penalty kill percentage, they went from 81.4 to 76.1. Power play went from 22 to 23. The previous year, they had to play differently as far as coaching and structure because they were using players who can't play that running gun style like they did this last year. The coach just kind of sends out Kucherov and Stamkos and they go do their own thing and they get a bunch of goals and yada yada yada. They couldn't do that the previous year because a lot of their really good players were hurt. So they had younger guys, they had inexperienced guys. They had to play more of a structured, more of a defensive kind of game. So that's where some of these discrepancies in the year to year are happening here. Kucherov had 100 points in 80 games.
You don't see much of that in the modern NHL.
You don't. It's very rare that a player gets above 100 these days.
Yeah.
He wasn't no fool this year. He came to win. Stamkos finally had a healthy season. Yeah. Finally, like year after year, it seemed like he was getting injured. Just a new injury every year. Finally, he had a whole healthy season. It was awesome. Braden Point, one of the most underrated players in the NHL. I know you like him too. Racked up 66 points in his second year in the NHL. 12 game-winning goals, the best in the National Hockey League.
Really?
Sorry, the best in the NHL. I know you don't like when people say the National Hockey League. The best in the NHL, yeah.
It's okay when you say it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. See, you're not consuming people's time. It's YouTube.
That's true, yeah. I understand.
But, yeah, best. I didn't know that stat. That's an eye-opener for me. Good for him.
Here's another stat.
Right.
Another very underrated player, Yanni Gourde.
Oh, yeah.
Put up 64 points. Heck yeah. I mean, I guess it's not hard when you're playing with some superstars and stuff, but it's still impressive. Yeah. Now, Tyler Johnson was one of those players a couple years ago. He had a pretty bad year. And I mean, Tyler Johnson is not the Tyler Johnson he used to be. He put up, let's see here. I don't have this point total. I think it was like 50, around 50 or something like that. Oh, yeah. Sergachev looked really good.
Yep.
He looked actually really good. He put
no surprise there.
40 points. And he didn't just put up 40 points. The coach was using him in crucial pressure situations. You could tell that he had a lot of trust in Sergachev, so that was really promising and probably gave Sergachev a lot of confidence.
Yeah, so, and 40 points for a rookie-grade defenseman is darn good.
Heck yeah.
Darn good.
JT Miller was, in my opinion, the best addition to the team. Now, he came into the trade with McDonough, and everyone's like, oh, McDonough. I really like JT Miller. I have a jersey with JT Miller's name on it, and he put up 18 points in 19 games. with Tampa after that trade deadline trade. And he had a shooting percentage of 22.2%. That doesn't really seem like very much. That's really good. That's more than Line. That's more than Matthews. That's more than basically every other sniper in the league. He was like, he could not miss the net, even though it's 22.2 isn't still not that good, but it's really good in his first shooting percentage.
Yeah.
Vasilevsky was really good, 2.62 goals against average, 920 save percentage. It's weird to say that he kept them in a lot of games, but he kind of did. Yeah, they scored a lot of goals, but they also are not a very good defensive team. Mm-hmm. So Vasilevsky actually did have to hold them in a couple of games. Yeah. A lot of one-goal games in some of these games, and a lot to do with Vasilevsky. He played amazing and made some great stops. I remember making a video about Vasilevsky maybe halfway through the season. I was so impressed with him. Mm-hmm. Listen, they play Washington. It was a close series. They probably could have won it.
Yep, could have gone either way.
Should have won it. They were up in the series.
Yep.
But Washington was just on a mission. They had to win it. It was their year, and it happens. Tampa Bay fans must be frustrated. You get to the Cup Finals and you lose. You get to the Conference Finals a bunch of times and you lose. When is it going to be Tampa's time to win a Stanley Cup?
Man, they really, the future looks really bright. They've got a lot of great young talent. The present, though, is really when they need to get it done, when the Stamkos is still around and healthy, and if he stays healthy. Now's the time to do it, because the window will close for some of these more senior players. Yep. When you're defeated in the playoffs by the team that eventually goes on to win the Cup, whether it's the first round or the conference finals, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. It's almost a compliment in a way.
It's almost a compliment because they had to go through you to get the Cup.
Yeah.
And had they not gone through you, had you gone through them, it's reasonable to expect that you might have had the Cup. And that's as close as you can get.
Yeah, definitely. So. And you got to feel good moving forward.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. Like, if you look at the team on paper, you look at the team in the past season, this previous season, if they don't win the Cup in the next 3 years, it's going to be really frustrating for Lightning fans, because that team is so good. So you never know.
And there are several good teams that are in that position.
Yes.
There's Winnipeg, there's Tampa Bay, there's San Jose.
Yes.
Those are 3 teams right there. And if there's 1 or 2 other teams you want to add to that, some of those teams are not going to win the Cup in the next 3 years, and they're going to be deeply disappointed.
Probably add Toronto to that list as well.
Exactly. So there's not enough Cups to go around for these teams while they have that window of opportunity.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's going to be exciting.
Really tough. Nashville as well.
Yes, exactly.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. We'll conclude our season report card series, and we'll do it again in May.
Late
10
April, months.
April of next year, whenever we know the playoff structure and who makes it and who doesn't. So thank you for watching this video. If you've watched all of the videos in this series, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If this is your first video, hope you can hit the subscribe button down below. Like the video if you did like it, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios.